And since it's just past 11, I'd like to go ahead and get started. And as more people come in, they can catch up. Um, Today, we're going to have a great presentation on social media trends. As we know, social media is one of the biggest ways to market your event or business right now. And we're really excited to introduce the content and social media team from Mastering Creative Agency. We have Grace Gadowski, Beatrice Gill, and Hannah Moladina, and they're going to talk about what's new in social media and what's trending and how we can use it to promote our business or event. And afterwards, this is about a 20 to 30-minute presentation. We can all have a chance to ask questions and also just join the conversation. Just tell everybody what's working for you or what's not working and have a little conversation about it. So without further ado, I'd like the girls to take over and go ahead and give their presentation.
Hi, everyone. So before we start, I have to ask the most important question. Can everybody see my screen? I'm
Yes.
gonna take it as a yes. Okay, awesome. So thank you so much for joining us. We are the Master Wing Social Media and Content team. And this is going to be our presentation mainly on social media trends on various platforms, including LinkedIn, TikTok, Instagram. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask them at the end. So to quickly introduce ourselves, we are, my name is Beatrice Gill. I'm the content creator and photographer at Master Wing.
My name is Grace Gadowski. I'm the social media and content manager.
And I'm Hannah Moladina, the digital marketing specialist.
So jumping right in, you saw one of our very popular reels we just created. We posted that last week for one of our clients. But yeah, so let's just jump right in and say why we integrate social media trends. So do you guys know why you need to integrate them? Well, adapting to the latest social media trends is a way to make sure you keep your brand fresh and up to date with the current market. It also keeps your customers hooked and will keep them coming back from it. So it kind of helps you speak their language and adjust to their patterns online, and it'll, in a sense, make you show up in their feed a little bit more if you know you're hopped on all the trends. So meeting your audiences on the platforms they're spending time on nowadays, or leveraging content formats they like to consume, are the strategies that will put your brand on in social media users' radar and inspire engagement. Social media is mainly about creating a relationship with your audience, which can happen only if you speak their language, which means navigating and adjusting to their personal patterns and language. So when you see that something does well on social media, you kind of learn to adapt to that. And then the biggest secret to creating interest in your brand is fostering brand loyalty. So so learning what your customers' needs is a secret to creating interest in your brand. And when you have people that,
oh yeah. So yeah, just creating content that really revolves around the brand is authentic to your brand, but also learning how to incorporate those trends in an authentic way will keep users kind of engaged and wanting more. So it's really important to not just hop on the trend because it's trending, but also being authentic and learning what speaks to you as a business owner and to your audience. So I'm going to quickly talk about which posts are for what platforms, because not every platform has the same needs, which means not all content is for every platform. Instagram, there's a lot of different things that go on Instagram. The algorithm is constantly changing, which makes it extremely challenging. But if you are consistent and also staying up to date and actually, going on Instagram, scrolling through, seeing what kind of videos you like and what you enjoy seeing, you'll be able to kind of incorporate that into your own content. So lifestyle content, event recaps do really well. So while you're at an event, doing behind the scenes footage or recap of the completed, event setup, things like that. People love seeing event recaps. People also love seeing people in Instagram content. So although having, pictures and videos of setups and displays and, food, et cetera, is awesome and great. People ultimately love to see other people. So people enjoying, have a great time, laughing, doing trends, things like that. It does really well on Instagram. Day-to-day updates on life and business. People love personality. This, I think, goes across all platforms. People really love seeing the person behind the brand and the person behind the business. So don't be afraid to give your personality and really engage with users. And stories are super important. We'll touch on this a bit later, but using stories and posting images to your stories as well as event links is one of the best ways to get people to engage. And like I said, we'll talk about stories a bit more later, but it's great to talk on that as well. For Facebook, it's a bit different than Instagram, although it's still under Meta. Facebook does really well with blog posts and event recaps as well, but more so with still images and things like that. If videos, you can post videos on Facebook, but I've seen that still images get a bit more engagement and people see it more. People don't really watch full videos on Facebook. And although live videos, which you can do through stories, I believe, do really well as well. So if you want to do behind the scenes or while you're working on something, you could do a live video on Facebook, and then user generated content for sure does really well on Facebook. So getting influencers, things like that, or reposting posts from other people that have engaged in your business or gone to events is really great. TikTok is a big one. Definitely in recent years has blown up in popularity. TikTok, I would say, is a lot like Instagram Reels, but a bit more loose on the rules, I think. Day in the life videos do great. Behind the scenes footage of what you're doing, how you're running your business, what goes into, creating events, planning events, being a vendor for events is really, really essential. Obviously not just for events, but I know a lot of you here are for event planning and things like that. Informative how-to videos, showing off your brand's personality is a huge one. So for any of the trends that you see, like I kind of touched on earlier, make sure that you're being authentic. People love to see personality, things that are funny and engaging. I will say Instagram is probably a bit more polished when it comes to Instagram Reels. TikTok, not as polished. LinkedIn is another big one. Event recaps, collaborations with other businesses is really huge. Making sure you're getting tags between businesses is great to make sure more people see it. Highlighting employees and showing off your company's culture. LinkedIn is really about showing the business side of business and really engaging with other businesses more so than just regular people.
And now to touch a little bit more on each platform specifically, LinkedIn in the recent years has just become a little bit less about professionalism. So users have started to post more raw content inspired from their experiences. As we know now, a lot of people aren't in the office, they're working from home or they're working remote in a different location. So the whole workspace looks very different. So therefore what people post on LinkedIn looks very different. They talk about, juggling all their other tasks in their daily lives. I see a lot of inspirational quotes, events, or just marketing tips, anything like that. It's a very, it's become very changed over the years and more personal. And then how we would like to how we execute LinkedIn is we join and participate in LinkedIn groups, focus on event planning, hospitality, corporate events to stay on top of trends and connect with others. We do this because we promote a lot of events ourselves. And it really is the way to get people to come to your events. We post a lot of behind the scenes, share client testimonials, or people reviewing, you know, oh, I loved this show, I loved this performance. We engage with industry related articles, so anything relating to whatever our realm is. And writing our own articles and blog posts also really helps out because those are things people like to read from you. And it's also, again, touching on what Beatrice said, the authenticity.
Okay, so moving into Facebook. Recently Facebook kind of focuses a lot more on photographs. So a big thing right now is influencers, whether it's a paid or a trade influencer, giving a service for something in return that benefits your business. Right now, a lot of people are being influencers, and then they use that image for an ad that they create so that people have some sort of relatable things that they see online. And this way they can interact and they create a loyalty between the customer and themselves. The other thing is creating user-generated information, which is also engaging with your audience, asking them, oh, this is what I do in the morning, what do you do? And having a picture that resonates with that. And then even asking them what they think on an article or an event that's recently happened, just so that you can get the engagement back and forth between the two of you. And they can also share their stories, which you can repost and put a touch based on what your brand is experiencing as well at that time. And then again, just sharing personal aspects of your life, whether it's this morning you got stuck in traffic and need to wait for a meeting. Someone else will resonate to that as well. And then in terms of executing everything, you want to, again, when it comes to user-generated information that you're posting, everything, you want to ask them a question or something that sparks their way of giving back to you. So whether it's, oh, how many meetings did you have today? You're looking forward to a weekend. What are you doing? Just something to get them to answer back and forth. And then also showing the behind the scenes of the day, whether it's through a video or a photograph or giving a recap of your week and telling them how you feel about the end of that. Or sharing a story, whether that's about a brand, a customer, an event that's happening, and maybe giving something personal to it so that they can resonate again with that and be able to understand what you're doing. And then again, just sharing testimonials, reviews, to kind of give people an understanding of what's going on with a certain event and thing and how others felt about it so that you can encourage others to go as well.
So I'm gonna touch a bit more on Instagram Reels.
I feel bad for the son. I got 99 pounds for the same one.
That we have some TikToks and Reels in here as well. So I'm going to touch a bit more on Instagram Reels that seems to be a little elusive. Like I said, Instagram's algorithm is constantly changing, which means what does well and what doesn't is also constantly changing. But in general, Instagram Reels are entertaining, relatable, and fun. Having an attention grabber, something that will make people watch through the entire reel, is really important. Instagram tracks watch time and things like that. So making sure that your video is engaging all the way through and keeps people watching all the way through is really important. Or in the case of shorter reels, having something that people will watch over and over and over again. So looping reels do really well on things like that. Reels that are inspiring and start a trend that other people can join as well is really important. And using the correct video format is also really important. So making sure that it's in that 9:16 format, using up all of the screen space and making sure people scroll and like find your video among all of the other reels seamlessly is important. Using trending audio to make sure that your video gets seen by a larger audience is essential. So Instagram has a huge library of music that is made by artists, but they also have a library of original audio that users like you and I create on Instagram, and they go viral, they trend, and then there's trends associated with these audios So making sure you're constantly on Instagram, keeping up to date on these trends and audios and what it's being used for is going to help you create content that is engaging and is with the times and still relevant for your brand. So making sure, you're not just creating videos to create videos, but creating reels that are relevant to you, your brand, and your audience is important. 3 to 4 reels a week is best, but I know that may seem like a lot, especially since Instagram, your reels are usually a bit more refined than TikTok. But don't get too caught up on numbers. You want to create content that is quality over quantity. So do as much as you can, but do well.
Just to add on top of that, you also want to make sure that you're not almost like reusing content from TikTok. So when you post a TikTok and it gets downloaded to your phone, it generally has the TikTok stamp on it, which if you re-upload to Instagram, it automatically notices and it'll almost knock the video out for people to see. So if you are going to reuse it, try to change the audio so that it fits Instagram's algorithm rather than just recycling information.
Yeah, that's a great point. So making sure that your Instagram reels are engaging, high quality, not just reposted from TikTok, and something that's entertaining. But also there's different types of videos that you might want to show. So making sure you have a wide range of types of videos is also important. You could do how-to videos, behind the scenes, funnier things, but at the end of the day, making sure that it's relevant to your brand and your audience is number one for sure. And showing personality, like I kind of touched on earlier. And we've seen that posting on Thursdays for some reason is really good for Instagram reels.
It's statistically kind of proven.
Yeah. Don't know why it's Thursday. Algorithms are weird. But also posting in the morning. We've had a lot of luck posting first thing in the morning. So around 9:30, we usually post our reels, and it's usually the first thing that pops up on people's feeds as soon as they go into Instagram in the morning. Of course, next we have TikTok. TikTok, like I kind of touched on earlier, is similar to Instagram Reels, but not as refined. Storytelling on TikTok is really different. It's a place that a lot of diverse voices have a space, and stitching and collaborating with other creators make sure that everyone gets seen and also boosts your videos. And storytelling is more authentic and not as polished. People really just want to see your personality and how you run your business, how you're getting by, and just being honest about yourself and how things are going. People really like conversational things, not so presentation. And just really letting your personality shine through. And make sure to never delete low performing videos, because TikTok has mysterious ways, and you never know what old video may resurface and get new views. You know a lot about TikTok, like algorithm wise. Do you want to talk on it a little bit?
So people really love the thing where you sort of are the unhinged person, when you were crazy, you're messy, you're having a time that you're struggling with something, rather than the polished, presentable. People want to hear the real aspects of things. It's where people end up relating to you and answering back to you as well. And then in terms of your low performing videos, just never delete it. I know people who have posted something 2 years ago, and then they look back at their phone this week and something has gone viral on their platform. That's how majority of these influencers have also picked up their careers, is that they post for the fun of it during COVID, or something that happened during the week, and then a week later something has resurfaced, the video came up, and now everybody has something to say about it or feels relatable to them. So just continue putting out work that sort of sits with you, that's still on trend as well, that are fun videos. But with those trends, you can also customize them to yourself. There's the video that went around that you basically state the obvious about your job or something in your life. So we did one about career marketers. Of course, we sit on TikTok the whole day and our boss thinks we're not welcome. But you can cater those to your brand, to your company, to an event that's happening just by changing the wording slightly.
Yeah, that's a great point. That was a really fun video to work on. But finding the balance between, different types of content will really push your brand past others and make sure it's more relevant to your audience and seen by a larger audience as well, because ultimately you're trying to find your people. So experimenting and finding what works best for you and your audience will really benefit. And then once you do find things that work, stick to it and be consistent.
Now we have some tips and tricks for all of you to implement. These little helpful tips for each platform. So you might have heard that hashtags are out, they're in, they're out. It's always changing. Instagram and Facebook, the algorithm is always changing every week something. But for now, hashtags are back in. So what makes them a useful tool is people can search them in their search bar on Instagram specifically and other platforms, even in Google, and they kind of work as keywords and SEO a little bit now. So it helps people find certain events, classes, things to do in your location. I know for us, one example would be one of our clients is a florist, and she has these fun classes where you can learn how to make a bouquet or an arrangement. And we used one really specific and odd hashtag we hadn't used before. And at the class, we asked, how did you find this class? And she said, oh, through hashtags on Instagram. And I drove 2.5 hours to come take it. So it just goes to show you never know what these little hashtags can do. Now, specifically too, I would recommend you include them in your captions rather than your comments. So I remember a while back putting them in your comment section, not in your caption, would sometimes boost your posts. Now Instagram kind of flags that as spam, and it doesn't make the post discoverable for a lot of people. So it kind of serves no purpose. So trending hashtags can give you a good boost, and it's better to opt in for the right mix of hashtags. What I found for what I normally post is I do 2 to 3 hashtags that are location based. So if you're in South Florida, I do Miami, West Palm, and Fort Lauderdale, or South Florida in general. And then you also do branded ones, so things that are specific to your brand. So for us, we would put marketing tips. For you guys, it would look maybe more like events in South Florida, parties, festivals, whatever fits to your brand, and you'll attract the right kind of people that want to come to your events.
Story posting. This is a huge one, especially on Instagram. People want to see your personality and what you're doing on a day-to-day basis more than anything. It keeps people engaged. And there's a few different ways to kind of boost your engagement on stories and keep people coming back every single day to see what you're up to. Daily tips, behind the scene looks at what you're working on that day, share upcoming events and classes, and inviting people to really start a conversation in your DMs will definitely boost your page in general. So talking about different topics, using stickers on your story like polls and quizzes, question boxes, so you can do like a Q&A. All of these things boost your posts and stories. And if you are showing up on stories as a video, make sure there's captions, because a lot of the times people don't listen with audio on. People are just reading what you're saying. But in terms of showing up on stories with videos, people love to see people talking and actually being there in person. So make sure to, I know it may seem weird at first to just talk to the camera like there's no one there, but there are people there behind the screen and people want to see what you have to say for sure. Instagram stories also really unique in the sense that you can add links to things. Instagram makes it really hard for you to put links anywhere else. They don't really work in captions, people can't click on them. They don't really work in Reels, people can't click on them. You can put links in your bio, but people have to go all the way to your like main page to click on it. So posting links to events, classes, anything you want to promote is great on stories, and also boosts engagement if people are clicking on those links. Story posts are also great to collaborate with other pages. So adding mentions is a great way to get people to repost your stories. Make sure it's relevant to them. Don't just tag random people. But if you're part of any chambers, things like that, it's great to tag them so they will repost stories and show your story to a larger audience. Is there anything else that you guys want to know?
I would just say it's also a great way to thank people for events or when you are somewhere where you can tag your sponsors as well, or you can put the location so people know where you are. Little things like that just help people find you. So that's what you want to do. And again, with those stickers, there's fun different things. You can even create a cutout sticker. So if you upload an image to Instagram and you go and click your stickers at the top, you can get it to cut out maybe your logo for you or something that you can add onto your stories just to give a little bit of your own touch.
Another important thing I would say is sharing your recent Instagram posts to your story. So even if people miss it in feed, if they're clicking on your story every day, they'll be sure to see it.
And one thing I would like to add too is the timing of when you're posting stories. So a little tip I've learned is you can post one story, and so stories last 24 hours. And it is a good idea if you have another thing you'd like to share on your story to post that maybe 20 hours later. So once the first post is at the 20-hour mark, a new post will be up. But if they haven't seen your story at all, they're going to click on it and see both. So essentially it just brings you back to the top of their feed and more eyes are on you.
That's a great point. Yeah.
Okay, and then collaboration and tagging. So a thing on Instagram that has become new in the recent year or so is that you can collaborate with people. So instead of just only tagging them in a caption or in a photo or anything, you can actually have them invited as a collaborator when you go into posts. This can't be done on scheduling tools if anybody uses that, so you have to do that in real time. But basically allows the picture or the video, whatever you are posting, to show up in both your profiles. So for instance, we have on our screen something with Sheffrey, which is a food truck with one of our clients, and he's drinking a beer with one of his tacos that he created. So we created a collaboration post so we can hit both demographics and both audiences from his feed as well as our feed. And this just helps you reach more people in general. And I think it's a great thing. That's what, well, for a lot of our clients to build up their following, their engagement, and a lot of other things. And then in terms of just tagging, you still can tag in the caption if it's just maybe a sponsor that you don't need to collaborate with. But having all the locations, artists, sponsors, everybody tagged in it kind of helps, because people are more likely to reshare something that mentions themselves or their company, because they want to boost themselves just as much as you want to boost them and your company. And SEO. So a new thing that's come up with social media is my generation and some millennials have now used social media as a way to search for things instead of going to Google. So you'll see that 40% of young adults, anywhere from the age of 18 to 24, decide to use social media as their search engine. For instance, if I want to cook something, or I want to find a recipe, or find even a place to go, I look up in TikTok rather than I look up in Google. So I'll look up how to make shrimp scampi and I'll find it on TikTok. So using certain keywords in different posts is very important nowadays. And if you see something trending, you should also try to include in your caption, just because it'll help your video populate when someone looks up a how-to or where do they want to go or something of that sort. So if vegan bakeries are doing well right now and that's trending, you should try to incorporate something with that in your content or your videos if it pertains to your brand and your company as well. But if it's that, oh, I tried this place today that has vegan whatever, then your video is more likely to populate.
And then probably one of the most important things, when should I post? So this is going to be different for everyone, but these are the times that we found work best for us and our clients. And a lot of them are in the event industry, so it's probably a great tip for you guys to take. So we found that on Instagram, it's best to post between 9 a.m. and 12 p.m. on Wednesdays. For some reason, Wednesday's the best day. But really any day that's between 9 a.m. and 12 p.m. is good. I would say stay away from posting on weekends just because people aren't on their phones much. They're out doing things and relaxing instead of working and being on a screen. Facebook, anytime between 9 and 10 a.m. on weekdays. LinkedIn between 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. on Mondays. I would also probably add in Fridays as well, just because you can recap your work week, or Mondays they're recapping the previous week. So anything that happens then. TikTok, the best time is between 9 a.m. between 12 p.m. on Saturdays. This is probably because the younger generation sometimes have a lazy day and they like to just scroll mindlessly late at night on Friday into Saturday. And when they wake up, slow Saturday, slow start. And then for X, which was formerly Twitter, between 9 a.m. and 10 a.m. on Mondays and Wednesdays, we found is the best time. And Threads, which is Instagram's version of Twitter, between 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. on Thursdays.
And then just your key takeaways, always be authentic, so that people can relate to you and they can understand what you are and you can understand them and you can find your middle ground with people. In terms of SEO, it's important with your different social media channels to use certain keywords and everything. So since majority of us now use it as our search engine, and then always try to create some sort of playful content, but something that also sticks with your brand personality. The whole edgy voice has kind of taken the back seat. So many people have found a way to tap into funnier things like meme culture as well. Like if you know Annie's Pretzels, they recently did a campaign where they played on a meme and that was their ad campaign that went out recently. And then a big thing is videos are in, photos have taken a little bit more of a backseat. People like to watch things more often than others. And then in terms of what you create in that, find your niche. Sometimes it takes time. So if that means creating 10 videos that are all different, you'll eventually figure out what works for you, what hits your audience. And once you figure that out, run with it.
Thank you so much for joining us for our presentation. Please let us know if you have any questions.
Hey, thank you all so much for sharing. One quick question I had is, have you all done any experimenting when it comes to YouTube or YouTube Shorts specifically, in terms of the event sphere? I haven't, sometimes I found that to be effective, especially Shorts. I've had a few Shorts do well, but longer form videos, not so much.
Yeah, it kind of goes up and down with YouTube. As of 2 months ago, I would tell you that YouTube was doing well with longer formats. And now looking at it 2 months later, I would say the short forms worked better. So it's kind of watching it in some way. If you see your views aren't getting something, change your format. Use a video that you can shorten as well and use it in the shorts. Some people just like to scroll and be quick with it rather than sitting down and listening to something. So right now I would say shorts are in and keep it somewhere between 30 seconds to a minute and a half.
Thank you, appreciate that.
Does anybody else have any questions?
It was very informative. Thank you, especially for someone who doesn't really know social media that well. Could you put your company's name back up on the screen?
Yeah, absolutely. Let me see here.
And are you local in Miami?
So we are actually based in Delray Beach. However, we do travel all around South Florida.
If you want, you can put it in the chat.
Oh,
via-
yeah, awesome. I can put our website in the chat.
Thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
I run a tennis tournament for junior players, so we're looking for more engagement because we have 800 of the top junior players come from all over the world. 76 different countries are represented, and they're from age 11 to 14 years old. And
Oh,
we're down here in Miami 10 days in December. And so we're just looking for engagement, for that age group. Done some Instagram, but it's way over our heads. So we are looking at company, especially my head, because I'm in my 70s. So but that's a perfect age, I think, for what you're talking about, Instagram and TikTok. Just engage them because, like I said, they're representing 76 different countries.
absolutely. And I think with the younger crowd, like you were saying, fun, engaging content is super important to get people to see your brand and that brand visibility. Super, yeah. I see a question in chat. How are video links different between different social media channels? That is a great question and a bit of an elusive one, if I'm being honest. Like the other day, we posted a TikTok or a reel that was doing really well. And then I go to look at the insights and Instagram was like, oh, this video's a bit short. If it were 30 seconds or longer, it would be doing better. But before, videos between 7 and 15 seconds were performing the best. So things are constantly changing. I would say with Instagram Reels in particular, sometimes the trend matters more so than the video link.
As well as your audience.
And
too.
your audience, yeah. If your audience is engaging better with short, really short video content, so like 7 to 15 seconds, maybe it's a tablescape with some music in the background and it's getting a lot of views because people like that aesthetic kind of video, keep doing it. If it's a longer form video with you talking and explaining something, that could also do really well. It kind of depends, but I would also say having a good mix of videos is really important. So different types of content is important because people don't want to see the same thing over and over again. I know TikTok has the capability of really long videos being posted on there.
10 minutes of it.
10 minutes, yeah, so that's really long. And then YouTube, of course, has the long form content posted as like, it's a 16:9 video, or 11:16, yeah, so the widescreen kind of video that is usually between how long YouTube videos. I
It
mean,
could be
it's a
anything.
huge range, yeah, it really depends on what you want to put out there as well and what feels relevant to like what you want to do. And then yeah, that's pretty much it, right? Reels, TikTok.
Okay, I would just say know your audience the best because I know personally for our generation, the TikTok watchers, for us, it's more so we'd like something that's shorter but you have to do something right in the first 1 to 3 seconds to grab our attention, and then we'll say and watch it. So whether it's long or short, there needs to be something at the beginning to get someone to continue watching because I know myself, I just continue strong.
Yeah. And if you are doing a series on Instagram, I would say be careful with having the same opening for every single video. You can keep a title, but definitely have different intros. So make sure you're wearing different clothes, different location, things like that, or else people will think it's just the same video, but also it just won't get pushed in the algorithm. Oh yes, the orange bowl. Are there any other questions? Or let us know if that wasn't clear.
So if I may ask, we are drone services providers and we have a lot of content that we're able to get. And I noticed that I can get views on my videos and all of that. I haven't seen that converted to any business. And I'm just wondering, am I just entertaining people out there, that are looking at cool things? Or is LinkedIn maybe the best place to go to try to generate more business? Or they all have different specialties. And I'm sorry, I logged in a few minutes late. I missed the beginning.
No. I
Presentation.
believe it's recorded, so it'll be posted on YouTube, I believe. So yeah, of course, no worries at all. And I totally see what you mean. Getting that like engagement to conversion and to actual business is tough. I would say having a mix of content, so not all of your content is only entertaining. Maybe a way to go. Also having a call to action. So maybe
Yeah.
stories will be really great for you. Having a call to action and posting about, booking you, having different events, showing off different things.
Yeah, you can repost your video to your story and have a button that people can click, or there's a sticker that you can have and say, you can either put a question in and ask people to interact, or say like drop your details if you're interested, and they can automatically put that in the sticker just from looking at your story and respond to you. Another thing that if you wanted to try is LinkedIn. It actually does allow you to post videos and little reels, which I've seen work for some people depending on the field and what it is, but you can always test it out and have something fun there, because people in your industry might be looking at that too and find it enticing that you're doing something different to others.
Just really hone in on using the tools that each platform provides for you. So links in stories, links in the post if it's Facebook, LinkedIn, wherever. You can even, if you have an event coming up, put a countdown sticker and people can be reminded that that event's coming up. So yeah, really all the tools that these platforms provide for you are there to help you and boost you further up in people's feeds.
I would say for Instagram in particular, showing more of your personality. Why should people hire you rather than others? Because getting that personal factor will really help set you apart.
Yeah, and another platform we didn't speak about is Google. So even if you post on there a few photos, you can go into your Google business and click add update, put an image and a caption if you want, and even add a call to action there. So you can either get someone to look at your website or give you a call or send you an email. And this way it just helps you interact with people, and Google boosts you if you post at least once a week.
Awesome.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely. Any other questions?
Do we have any other questions? No. We have about 12 minutes left. So, one thing we like to do at GMFEA is just go around and introduce ourselves. We try to keep these Zooms small so we can interact with each other. So if everyone, I'll call on you, just introduce yourself, tell everyone what you do. You can ask the girls a question, or you can, if you have a need, if you need a vendor, if you need something for your event, you can do that. Just a little bit of interaction to end the session. So let's start with Melissa. Just tell us where you're from and what's going on, and if you have a question, comment, or need anything.
Hi, I'm Melissa. I'm with the City of Tamarack Parks and Recreation Department. The Assistant Director, formerly the Special Events Coordinator, but we have Justin on here as well, who's the Special Events Coordinator. So we're just trying to get some tidbits on social media.
Awesome. Thank you for joining. Oh, Amanda, I don't know if we can hear you. I don't know if anybody else can hear you. That'd be my fault.
Sorry. I said, thank you, Melissa. And then I said, how about Daniel?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So my name's Daniel Gill. I am the digital marketing manager for event-options.com. We do event rentals for different things like corporate and private events, things like that. So yeah, just excited to be able to hear some different ideas. Definitely have started working on improving our social media presence, but lots of good tips and stuff. So I appreciate the thoughts.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel. Debbie.
I don't know if you can hear me.
Can hear you.
Okay, good. I'm Debbie Magenheimer. I'm the conference producer for Greater Miami Festivals and Events. So glad so many of you were able to jump on today. I hope you learned a lot. I know I did. Looking forward to seeing you guys at our conference coming up. If you guys are interested, be sure and get your ticket.
Yes, our conference is coming up on May 8th, and we have an amazing keynote speaker, Will Curran, who's going to be talking about trends in the event industry altogether, as well as technology. So you can go to gmfea.org and go to our conference to get all the information. Sorry. I'll put the link in the chat. Okay, I know Kathy already spoke, but Kathy, anything else?
No, I think that's it. I'm going to be reaching out to them because we are looking for a company to help us. So I'll go on your website and contact you.
Awesome. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Hi, William.
Hello. First and foremost, thank you guys for wonderful information. My name is William Vela. I am the director and founder of the Miami Short Film Festival. We do a lot of social media, definitely, and all the tips are very good. So we will try to implement them all. And if we need help, we'll contact you guys.
Super exciting. Thank you.
Thank
You're
you, William. Alex?
Hey guys, thank you for having me. My name is Alex Guerra. I am the owner of Flying High Productions. You can find us on flyinghighproductions.org. I'm getting up there to that older generation, and I think I'm on every social media. And I was just at a loss and where to go and how to start and in which direction. And a lot of these tips have really helped. So we hope to engage more people and make it in a way that it's going to draw them in. At the end of the day, I have so much content to put out, but I really, as we get busier, I just want to be entertaining people for no reason. So I need to start making this where I'm converting it, or at least get these people to interact with me a little more and talk back to me, and maybe that'll motivate me to keep going. But I thank you for this information. It was very informative, and I have plenty of notes. So thanks again.
Thank you,
Awesome.
Alex.
Great. Yeah.
Justin?
Hi, I don't know if you can hear me. Hear me?
We can hear you.
Perfect. I'm with the city of Tamarack. My name is Justin, and I'm a special events coordinator here. I just pretty much wanted to gather some information on just marketing, how to get better engagement on social media, Facebook. We pretty much want to say that our Facebook, we wanted to gather a little bit more engagement compared to what we are now. So just to see the reels and everything that you guys are doing makes sense. So I think that's something that we want to incorporate moving forward so that we can get I guess better engagement from the younger population, because I noticed that more younger groups are attending on our social media page. So we just wanted to get some information, and I'm happy for everything that you guys gave us today.
Great. Thank you
Thanks,
so much
Justin.
for listening.
And yeah, I know that with social media is a huge job. It's a lot of work because it's not just putting stuff out there, but you also have to think about it and create a strategy and create the content and make sure it works on the platforms. And then that doesn't even end there. Then you have to respond to everybody and answer messages. So it's a job. So do you have any advice for them on how to manage that? Like maybe not, you don't have to be on every platform. Any tools that you would recommend to help make it easier? Any scheduling tools, anything like that?
Absolutely.
Or
The first
content creation tools? Sorry.
Yeah.
but-
No, thank you. I would say, especially when Alex was speaking, the first thing that came to mind is maybe not every platform is relevant for you or your brand. And, since there's so much out there, platform wise, and everything works differently. I wish it was easy and they were all kind of the same, but they all have different rules and all kinds of different things. I would say maybe picking one platform and sticking to that. My favorite platform is Instagram. I know yours maybe TikTok, but it also depends on the type of people that you're trying to reach. So maybe Instagram and LinkedIn would be a good one. And in terms of content creation, I know it can be very overwhelming, especially if you don't have a lot of content. I know Alex said he did have a lot of content, but if you don't, going out and shooting content, it could be an overwhelming task, especially if that's something you're not really used to. I would say try to make a schedule, be consistent, get a lot of B-roll, so random footage that can be used in different videos. And in terms of editing, I really like the iPhone app Splice. It is a subscription, but I think it's really seamless and easy to use. There's a lot of different ones. So like CapCut, you can use to find different templates. And also they have like the green screen kind of thing. So like you can post memes in front of your videos, things like that. InShot is another one, that I know a lot of people use. And do you have anything else?
For scheduling tools, what I really would focus in on, so if you have a lot of content and don't know what to do with it, schedule it out. So first off, I make a content calendar for each month. So strategizing what I'm going to post when, and so I make sure I'm not posting the same type of content every day. You know, one day you can post something more behind the scenes in business, and then this next day you can post like promoting yourself. I have this event, you know, get that out there, because people don't want to look at your content if you're just sales, 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 buy this from me, you know, hire me. So just having a good mixture is good. And then for scheduling tools I use Meta Business Suite and Sendibles. So these are both paid platforms. It's very easy to hook up your accounts, and you can just write in your captions, use tagging features, locations. You can schedule the time of day that you want it to go up on, and it'll go up seamlessly. So those help make sure you're consistent on all platforms. And
I will say though, with those platforms, Instagram does not allow for collaborations to be made on those. So those will have to be posted in real time. We've also found that posting reels in real time is the best, so not scheduling those out does a bit better.
Yeah, and Meta is free, so as long as you have like your Instagram and your Facebook business page connected, you can post on there. You can also schedule out your stories if you would like, with the features if you want. And then another easy way for people to create reels, if you're feeling tired, there's templates on Instagram. So if you just go and say you want to post something, go to templates at the top. It'll give you things that are sort of trending right now or work towards your feed that you're seeing. And you can just pop in the images or the videos, and it'll basically create it for you, and you can post it right in there.
Yeah, I've also found that when I'm scrolling, some videos will already have like a template option, so you can save the template.
Yeah.
I also, this has been huge, saving videos that I want to use for clients has been really, really helpful in making content easily. And saving audios that I think are funny or fun or relevant or I really enjoy.
Yeah. And if they're trending, try to get them like up within the next 3 days before they disappear.
Yeah.
We
can't hear you.
Thank you. That was really great information. We do have one more person I want to get to, Marlene. If you want to just introduce yourself, tell us where you're from, and any questions, comments, needs that you may have.
Hi, everyone. My name is Marty Ramirez, and I'm from Miami-Dade County Public School, the Adult and Workforce Division. So this was great. Thank you. I got some ideas. We're trying to boost our social media in the school that I work for. So, you know, I got some ideas. So thank you.
Awesome. So thank you, everyone. Again, I'm Amanda. I'm the Executive Director of GMFEA. I'm so glad you were all able to join us today. I hope you got some good takeaways. We're in the process of scheduling a lot of fun things coming up this summer and fall. And of course, we have our conference on May 8th. We hope everyone will join us. I put the link to the conference in the chat so you can click on it and see what's going to be happening. Oh, I didn't call Michael. I'm sorry, Michael. I forgot I talked to you in the beginning, but no one else got to. So Michael, yes, please introduce yourself.
Hold on. Yeah, it's a little bit of a age thing here, I guess, because I'm totally intimidated by all this stuff. Because I think I seem to have a lot of material with the YouTube channel, and I do a Facebook thing. But as far as social media goes, it seems to always be changing. The trends to be changing all the time, and to stay on top of that seems crazy. But we recently stopped advertising in a newsletter for the concerts we do in Miami Shore. I'm on a Miami Shore's Village Arts Council, and we just went social media, and it seems to be just as effective than paid advertising. So that's nice. But there's so much stuff I don't know, and so much you could do that just seems always so intimidating to me.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what we're here for.
Mhm.
You know, we really try to stay up to date on everything that's happening. And it is really intimidating. And like Amanda was kind of touching on, it is a full-time job. It's a lot of full-time jobs, actually. It's our whole team's full-time jobs. But yeah, I totally get where you're coming from. And
I have a YouTube channel. You didn't mention YouTube at all. So is that going on the way out, or is that shorter videos on YouTube, or podcasts? You didn't mention anything about podcasts either. Is that just not?
We don't really have any clients that, well, we do have one client. Yeah.
With YouTube, it has its ups and downs. Right now, I would say long forms are not doing as well or performing as well, and the shorts have been. People like to see like snippets. So if you are doing like a podcast or something, you could record it where you have a video portion as well as an audio portion. And I'm not sure what platforms you're on. If you're on Spotify and everything, you can upload it with a video and an audio. So even if they choose not to watch the video, they can still hear everything. And in order to advertise that, people do a lot of shorts on YouTube. So they do little snippets of their podcast, something that really grabs the attention, even if it's 15 seconds, so that they click on it and they want to listen to the rest of it.
Yeah, I need a consultant.
I mean, in my opinion, YouTube is still probably like the second largest
it's
platform right behind Facebook. It's a mega, people are watching it. It has so much content that's almost like you have to figure out how to get attention there because there's so many videos and so much going on. But it's also under the Google umbrella, and Google is the king. So I think anytime you're putting content on YouTube and you can make that description full of keywords and add your hashtags and links and everything, do it. It's only going to help you with SEO too, with put your website in there. I think YouTube is still relevant for sure.
No, I agree. Yeah, I'm on YouTube every day. So yeah.
It's also just like how you upload your video when you do it. So it's recommended you have at least 2 hashtags in your title that are relevant to your video or catch someone's attention, something that's trending right now. And then having at least 4 to 5 underneath in your caption as well. And then if you scroll further down, you can put your location where your videos filmed, which helps boost it as well. If people are in your area or look up something in that area. And there's also like a secret tag down below that people don't see, but it almost embeds it in your video. So if people look up something like a review for a certain place, then you can create that hashtag and put it in. And it'll pop up in your video.
Yeah, and another thing is that YouTube also has a live streaming now. So if you did want to do a live podcast, it would also save to your page as a full like video as well. And then that could also be cut up into shorts. So I think with YouTube, there's a lot of ways to repurpose your content into different forms, which I think is very powerful.
And you can embed the videos onto your website and use it
as well. Super good. Yeah.
Okay, well, we're now 12:03, so I know you're all very busy people. If you have any questions or comments, you can reach out to us or the ladies. And other than that, thank you again for all being here. We appreciate it. Thank you for your support, and we hope you got something to take away. And we will see you all on May 8th at our conference.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks.